Let's start today's tutorial. We'll see some problems on memory interface. Okay, so the first problem is like this. Design an 8088 based design a memory system for 8088. Okay, this is the total requirement. Okay, final requirement is like this. The memory should have 256K of ROM, which should start from this address. Another 256 kilobyte of ROM, again starting from this particular address C000, and 256 kilobyte of RAM, again starting from 60,000 memory address, right? Okay, so the available chips are 64 kilo ROMs are 8 of them are available, and 64 kilobyte RAM 4 of them are available, right? So we require right 256 and 512 are required, so that is why 8 of these ROMs are available. Similarly, we require 256 kilobyte of RAM, so 64 kilobyte RAM, 4 of them available, so this will suffice to generate these memory locations. And we also have to do the address decoding, so that's why LS138 2 of them are available with us. Okay, so how to go about designing these kind of memory address. So one thing, this we need to keep in handy. Okay, this particular table, so it becomes pretty easy. So if you see, for 1K 10 lines are required, for 2K 11 lines will be required, for 4K 12 lines is required. Okay, 10 for 1K different unique memory locations. To address that, 10 address lines will be required, right? Because 2 to the power of 10 will be 1K. So similarly, for 1 mega M memory, we know that 8086 has got 20 lines. So this table you should always have with you, even when you are writing exams, so that you don't spend time calculating it, and this will become handy. Now if you see, 256 kilo of ROM is required, which is starting from this 0. So 256 requires 18 lines, right? Okay, now 18 lines, if you see, these are on a 4 4 4 4 16 and then 2. So, and then you need to put a 1 1 out here, right? So these many lines will be required. So if you see, this is all F F F F, and this is going to be 3, right? So the total memory will be starting from here, right? And the 256 kilobytes of memory, the address is going to end here. Okay, just give me 30 seconds. Yeah, so have you understood how this 00 to 3FF has come? Okay, so that is the so 256 kilobyte of ROM. This will be the starting address, and this will be the end address. And then you have another 256 which has to start from C000, right? So you need to add another 3 FFFF. So 3 and C, if you add, this will give FFFF, and 3 and C, if you add, that will give another F. So this is going to be the ending address out there. And another 256K of RAM has to start from 60,000. So you add another 3 FFFF, then you get 9 FFF. So these are going to be the final address for the RAM. So if you keep this table ready, so you will be able to without wasting time write these addresses, because these are important to finally make an address decoding chip, right? So these are the 3 addresses, which range of addresses for which these 256 ROM and RAM would fit in. Okay, so now if you see, available chips are 64 kilo ROM is available, so we require 8 of them, and 64 kilo RAM is available, so we will require 4 of them to generate 256, and here 4, here 4, and here 4, like total 3 different chips will be required, and each of them 64 K, right? Then for 64K, if you see here, 16 lines, so 16 lines A0 to A15 will be the address lines within this chip. Okay, so those these chips will be, so from 16 to 20 16 to 19, those bits will be used for selecting the chips, whereas from 0 to 15, the address lines, these 16 lines will be given directly to these ROMs and RAMs. Okay, so we know this is the chip which we are going to use to generate the address lines, right? Chip select line, right? So we know it requires it is an decoder where ABC is the 3 inputs. Remember, A is the MSB, okay, and C is the LSB. So ABC ABC is the 3 inputs, and it is active low. Active low means when we give 0 0 0, Y0 would go 0, and if we give 0 0 1 input, Y1 will go low, others will remain 1. So this is an active low output. So you have from Y0 to Y7 outputs, and also you have an VCC and ground pin, and then you need to give G1 the input out here. To enable this chip, we need to give VCC or one logic 1 at pin number 6, which is known as G1, and G2A and G2B, there are 2 pins, and they are active low signals. So to enable these chips, we need to give 0 0. So these 3 pins also we are going to use it for chip select, right? So this is the truth table of 74138. So if you see, for this chip to function properly, G1 has to be 0 and G2A and G2B has to be 0. Okay, unless for all other combinations of G1, G2 and G2A and G2B, the all the outputs will be continuously 1, irrespective of what ABC are. Okay, so the output would be will behave as desired only when we have G1 is equal to 1, G2A is equal to 0, and G2B is equal to 0. So this is known as the chip select. So these 3 inputs are required. Okay, this I explained in the theory class also. Why we have 3 inputs, we have 3 enable pins is so that we can have instead of 3 to 8 decoder, we can use configure this chip into 4 to 16 and 5 to 32 chips also by appropriately connecting these signals. Okay, and that block diagram also I explained in the class. Okay, so here time being we just understand that for these kind of problems, and we are going to not use it as 3 to 8 decoder only. So we are going to give 1 in G1, and G2A and G2B we are going to put 0, and we are going to get in for each 0 0 0, this output will be 0 0 0 1, the next output will be 0, and so on and so forth. So only one of the output lines will be 0 at any given time. Okay, so this is how this decoder works. Okay, now for this particular solution for our problems, we required two ROMs and one RAM, right? So we need to assign these outputs. So in this case, we just have to assign unique values for all these different ROMs. Unique values means from A16 to A19. A0 to A15 is going to be common for all the chips here. So 4, you will get 2 to the power of 4, 16 different combinations, but whereas we require only 8 of them. So from the 16 you can pick up any 8. Okay, it's not necessarily it has to be in a sequential order. So in this particular example, we have taken from and then for this to generate these 8 different combinations, right, 12 different combinations, because we have an ROM, we have an total 8 ROMs and 4 RAMs. So total 12 different combinations are required. So we require two decoders. Okay, one decoder can give maximum only 8. So we require 2 decoders. In this particular, so you have 12 different combinations have to be assigned, and 4 combinations of A16 to A18 we have to neglect that. Okay, so in this particular example, what we have done is we have taken from the first decoder output 0 1 2 3, okay, for ROM 1 2 3 4, and then we have left out 4 and 5. Okay, we have left out 4 and 5, and then we have used 6 and 7. Okay, so if you see D1, the 6 and 7 for RAM 1 and 2. Okay, and then in the next decoder we have used 0 and 1 for RAM 3 and RAM 4, and then we have left out 2 and 3 and used 4, 5, 6, 7, right, for ROM 5 to 8. Is this table clear to you? If it's not clear, and I can explain it once more. Is it clear to all of you? Yeah. Okay. So if you see, this is no, so not necessarily, so don't get confused. Okay, why this has been taken like this? This is arbitrarily taken. You can take it in a sequential manner also. So we have taken two different decoders, because total 12 outputs are required. We have equally distributed 6 to each decoder, and we have accordingly assigned the RAMs for each of them. Okay. So once having done that, then you can make an layout like this, right? So if you see, for the first chip D1 till we have assigned 6 memories for that. Okay, A19 is 0, and for the next 6 A19 is 1 out here, right? So so we have put these are going to be, we have said, to enable these chips, these two signals G2A, G2B have to be grounded permanently. Similarly, G2A, these have been grounded. So for the first chip, we are since it is 0, A19 is 0, we have put an inverter and given it to G1, and here we have directly given it to G1. So whenever A19 is 0, this chip will be selected. A19 is 1, this chip will be selected, right? So now if you go back to this table, for 0, it is the output 0, the D1 O0 will be going low, so that will activate ROM 1. Okay, for 0, 1, 2, 3, ROM 1, 2, 3, 4 is being activated as per this table which we had made. So if you see, ROM 1, ROM 2, ROM 3, ROM 4. Then we left out 2 in the table. We left out 4 and 5, and then we connected 6 and 7 to RAM 1 and RAM 2. So here we have connected RAM 1 and RAM 2. We have left out 2. Now if I go back to the table, and then you have in the second RAM, I have placed 0 and 1, where RAM 3 and RAM 4 have been connected. So I have connected RAM 3 and RAM 4, and then I have left out 2 and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, ROM 5 to ROM 8 has been connected. So I have left out 2, and ROM 5 to ROM 8 has been connected. So is this clear, how from that table we make this circuit? Anybody has got any doubts? Is it clear to all of you? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So the same problem, in case it's asked in the exam, you can even write it in a sequential manner. So I have done even that, so that there is no confusion. So so if you see, there are total 12 different ROMs and RAMs are to be connected. So I have just taken ROM 1 to ROM 8, and then RAM 1 to RAM 4. Okay, this is just, I have put it in a simple sequence out here, right? And then these numbers also I have taken from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, up to all the numbers I have taken out here, right? And then O0, O1, O3, okay, O4, right? And then for D2, for these are going to be, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I should have taken 7 and 8 here. Yeah, it is these are also going to be D1. Okay, okay, let's put this as also D1. So all the outputs of D1, and then followed by these for D2, right? So if you do that, okay, we can make an simple circuit out here, right? Okay. So let me just I've done some error out here, right? This is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then okay, let me do this change for you. 1, 0 to 7 is going to be D1, and 1 2 3 4 5 0 1 2 sorry here this is the table. So I have 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, all of them, let me put it into D1, right, all the 7, and then I start with 1. Again I start this sequence 0 0 0 and 0. Yeah. If you see now, what I have done is ROM 1, ROM 2, ROM 3. I have just put it in 8 of them in sequence, and RAM also I have put it in sequence, and these numbers also I have put it in sequence. 0 0 0 0 0 out here. Okay, ROM. Okay, this also I need to put it as 0. This is also 0. So just put everything in these binary numbers also. I have just put it in a sequence. So the first 7 is going to 8 lines are coming out from D1, and the rest is coming from D2. Okay, is this table understood? I have just made plain and simple. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 up to 12 I have written, right, and from D1, and then I am taking only 4 from D2, because it gets exhausted at 8, and subsequently I have taken it from D2. So I can make a simple ROM 1, ROM 2, ROM 3 up to ROM 8 from D1, right, and 19 is given here, and then again I use RAM 1, RAM 2, RAM 3, RAM 4 from the next from D2 here. If you see D2, the last 4 combinations of D2 out here, we have not used, so the last 4 is left open. So we give ABC. Only thing when we got to remember in your exams, see A is the MSB, okay, B is the and C is the LSB out here. So accordingly, don't start writing A16, A17, 18 out in here. Okay, so this you need to be careful with. Okay, so is this diagram clear to all of you? Yeah. So this will be straightforward. So you don't have to. Okay. Okay, so because in most of these examples, okay, it is not done in a sequential manner. Okay, so it is done in a, so, but in exam I prefer you do it in a sequential manner, so there is no way you will go wrong. Okay, so here there is one more example which we are going to take now. 8088-bit system interface with 16 KB of an SRAM. Okay, this is the starting address, and ROM is again 16 KB, and again the same capacity ROM we need to connect, but the starting address is given as 9000. Okay, and what we have is 2K SRAMs and 2K ROMs. Okay, so if you see, since there are 2K and 2K, requirement is 16, we will require 8 of them. Right, so 8 and 8, so total 16 chips will be required. So accordingly, we have since we have 16 different chips to be selected, so we require at least 4. So each can have 8. So we have 4 numbers of decoders out available out here, right? So now again for 16K, if from the table we see it requires 14 different address lines, right, and 14 different address lines. If you write it like this, okay, it will be 3 and 3 followed by 3 Fs. Okay, now it is already 1 2 is available here, so if you add 3 and 3 Fs, this is going to be the ending address, 5 triple Fs. Okay, so from 2000 to 5 triple Fs will be the this will be the starting address, and this will be the end address for 16K memory, right? And then for starting from you have to have ROMs from 09000. Again you add 3 and triple Fs, then you will get an C and triple C and 4 Fs are given out here. Is it correct? I think there should be 3 Fs, right? So there is one F extra given out here. Okay. Again, in these 2K RAMs, you will require 2K from this table. Again, you can see requires 11 lines. So the address lines will be A0 to A10. Okay, A0 to A10. So these will be the address lines which will be required for the for each of these chips, and this will be directly given. And from A11 to A20, A19 we will use for chip select function, right? So this is given out here, right? So we have 8 of them, 8 RAMs are to be connected out here, right? So if you see the different combinations have been written, they are not in sequential order, right? So if you see RAM at the output 1 RAM 6 is given, output 2 RAM 7, output 3 RAM 8. So it's starting like this, and then RAM 1 is output 4, output 5 RAM 2, output 6 RAM 3, output 4 output 7 RAM 4. Okay, so this is not written in an order, it is just to show you that you can do whatever you want. Okay, but you can write it in a sequential order also. So if you see it is written RAM starting from output 1 RAM 6 7 8, and then output 4 onwards RAM 1 RAM 2 RAM 3 RAM 4, it has been written out here in this table. So accordingly we need to implement it in a different manner, right? So if you see out here output, these RAMs are connected to RAM output 2 3 4 are connected to RAM 1 is starting from output 4 4 5 6 7, and then followed by 0 1 2 3. Okay, 0 1 2 3 is starting from 7 8. So accordingly this has been connected out here. Okay, these RAMs have been connected as per the table out here, right? So now if you see here, okay, these are the 8 ROMs, these are the RAMs, and these are the ROMs. Okay, so you have assigned these as D2 and these as D1, right? So if you see D2 and D1, different for the RAMs, all the RAMs have been connected to D1, all the ROMs have been connected to D2, and these addresses have been assigned accordingly. So all those RAMs and ROMs, first we do is connect that accordingly. Now coming to selecting these chips. Okay, so if you have seen out here, all the zeros are given for RAMs and all the ones have been given for ROMs. Okay, so accordingly if you see pin number the most significant bit through an okay, here what we are going to do is we have used a different technique. We have used one more chip out here, and if you see here, okay, A14 15 and 16. Okay, so if you see 14 15 and 16 is permanently ground, so we are using 0 0 for the RAMs. Okay, for all these RAMs, if you see 0 0 and 0 1 is used for this RAM series, and for the ROM 1 0 and 1 1 is used for the ROM. Okay, so here if you see 2 inputs have been used. Okay, 2 combinations of inputs have been used for selecting the RAMs, and for ROMs, okay, 1 0 and 1 1, another 2 sets of combinations have been used for ROM chips. Okay, so if you see they're unique. Okay, that got 2 values. So if you see here, okay, so 0 0 and 0 1 you are using it to triggering the ROM sets for the RAM sets, and 0 1 and 1 1 you are using it here to select the ROM chip. Okay, ROM 74138. Okay, so these are, we are going to enable these chips. So you are using now here, instead of using one each set, we are using 2 bits out here. So, and we are going to instead of having a unique number, you could have had all zeros here, and you could have used all ones out here. and distinguish between these two also. But this is just to give you an more insight into the design. You can do like this also, because when you have a large number of chips to be connected, then within it may not be possible. Like in this case, you have only 8 and 8 out here, so you can do it within a single bit also. We could have done. We could have given 0 0 0 all for the RAM and 1 1 1 for all the ROMs also. Even this would work fine. Okay, absolutely fine. But this example has been given by using 2 bits, because in case if you have say more than 8 RAMs and you have more than 8 ROMs, then what? Then obviously you will have to use 2 bits, right? So that is the reason why it has been implemented like this. Okay, otherwise we could have done it within a single address line also. So in this case, we just to give you the design flexibility and to illustrate how 2 bits can be used, that is why this in this example 2 address lines have been taken. Okay, so 0 0 and 0 1 for RAM, and 1 0 and 1 1 for the ROM. So you have used one more 7412 and used 0 0 and put an AND gate to select this chip, and for the next 2 conditions this ROM chip is been selected. Is this clear to all of you, this diagram? Okay, if it's confusing, let me know. I can explain you once more. Okay, we could have just given directly here. Now in these 2 chips, we can directly we could have given A15 through an inverter here, and an A15 through an directly out here. Obviously these also will be required along with this, and an A15 we could have clubbed it and given directly here. There was no requirement of using this chip, right? But we have used this chip, so just to illustrate to you that we can use 2 bits of information also. So in this case, like if you have if you use more than here total capacity is 8 plus 8 16 different RAMs memories chips have been used. In case you are using more than 16, okay, then you can use these outputs also, right? You can use take outputs from these also. In that case, more than these kind of 2-bit combinations will give you more number of combinations. Okay, that is the reason why this has been illustrated this way. Okay, is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But in case it's asked for an exam, so you don't have to put this additional chip, right? You can directly use an A16 to A19 and a NOR gate out here. You can give it directly out here, and through an inverter you can give it to G1 out here, right? You can do that also, right? Right. Okay, so we'll take one more question. Here we are going to design an 80286 based memory system. So if you see 80286, it has got 24 address lines. Okay, so the total memory which it can have is 16 MB. Okay, that is the difference with regards to 8086. Okay, the difference 8088 which we studied here, 8088 the peculiarity is it is just an 8-byte system, so there is no even odd. 8086 is again it is an even odd, so it can handle 16 bits. Here also it can handle 16 bits, so there will be even and odd banks. But the total number of lines is 24 address lines, so it can handle it has a higher memory of 16 MB. So that is the difference out here, right? So 4 megabyte of ROM is to be made, and rest is to be used as RAM. Okay, rest of the memory space available. So since out of the 16 and 4 MB of RAM and 12 MB of ROM is to be 12 MB of RAM is to be made. Okay, 4 MB of ROM. Okay, that is what we need to. And also it says the ROM is to be mapped into half of the ROM has to start from this address. So since it is 24 address lines, we will have 6 hexadecimal numbers. So it has to start, half of that has to start from here, and half has to start from here. right, and the RAM has to start from here. So this is given in the problem statement. Okay, so you have an 1 megabyte of capacity ROM is available. So we will require 4 of them for 4M. And then we require rest is 12 MB memory space is available. So we will require 12 1M RAMs are available. Okay, and LS138 and 4 of them are available out here. So let's try to, so this is again 16 MB total memory, out of which 4 MB goes for RAM, 12 MB remaining will have RAM. So the starting addresses is given, these three starting addresses are given out here. And now you will require 4 chips and 12 chips, and since it is 1 MB, so the address lines within this for each of these RAMs will be okay, it will be 19, right? 1 MB ROM will have sorry, there is it's written 10 here, but it should be 19 out here. Okay, so now if you see this is an 1 MB, each of them is 1 MB, right? But you are going to have even and odd combination together, because this is again an 80286, so even and odd. So when you put two banks side by side, even and odd, 1 MB bank, the total memory will become 2 MB, right? If it is going to be 2 MB, so if you see from this table, 1 MB is 20 lines, so 2 MB will be 21 lines. So for this 20 lines you have 4 Fs, and then for the 21st line you have one more 1 F, right? So if you see, it will be the end address for 2 MB will be 1 FFFF. So if for even and odd together, it will start from 000 and it will end at 1 FFFF, right? And but this is for 2 MB, but alternate, it will be 0 will be here, 1 will be here, 2 will be here, 3 will be here, and 1 FFFE will be here, and 1 and FFFF will be out available here, right? So this is sorry, there has to be one more F out here, right? So there are 5 Fs here. Okay, there's an error here, there has to be 5 Fs. Okay, so this is going to be the end address. So how this is written, is it clear to all of you? Okay, so similarly for ROM2, it has to start from E. E it is given, so it will be from E to again, and from to, if you see 1 FFF, you need to add that 1 and followed by 5 Fs. If you add that, you will get all Fs out here. So this will be the starting address, this will be the end address. For RAM 1, it is given starting address has to be 2000 onwards, continuously it has to be, it says for RAM, if you see the problem statement, is to be continuously from this memory location. So it starts from here, right? And then it is going to be end at 3 FFF, then RAM 1. Okay, when I say RAM 1, again it is a combination of odd and even. Okay, you have to remember that this is not just one RAM, it is an because RAM is also a 1 MB RAM. So here, although for ROM 1 it is written in a split manner, even and odd, for RAM 1 it is not written in a split manner, but you have to understand it is of consists of two 1 MB RAMs. Okay, it is just written one out here, 2, 3, 4 here. So these are the 6 RAMs which have been written here. So these are the starting address, and after this it will start again from 4000. So this is how the memory table is written. So is it clear how this table has been written to all of you? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once we write this table, okay, then now you have for the first 4 ROMs. Okay, so the decoder 1 0 1 2 3 4. So here in this case, if you see 0 and 1 output has been taken from the first decoder, and 6 and 7 from the second decoder it has been taken, right? And then you have put some unique values out here. Okay, so this is arbitrarily taken, 0 and 1 and 6 and 7. So from the first one, 0 and 1, from the first decoder, the first two inputs have been connected, ROM 1, and for the right, and two memory locations. We have taken two of them there, and for the ROM two, again another 2 bits of 6 and 7. Okay, now why two outputs have been taken for this ROM one is just to make it symmetrical, nothing else. You could have taken only one also, but we have taken here two out here. And similarly for the next RAM, okay, so we will have two RAMs here, two RAM cells, all two have been given here. So if you see 2 and 3, two outputs have been taken, okay, for each of them. Okay, here just it doesn't mean an odd and even. Okay, it is not odd and even. Okay, don't confuse it with that. Only that two inputs have been two different unique address have been taken for a single ROM. You could have taken only one also, but just to give you another design aspect, it is only taken two combinations have been taken for each RAM. You could have taken only single one also. Okay, here two different combinations have been taken because you have 4 bits out here. Total 16 combinations are possible. But whereas only 8 were required, so that's why only two combinations have been taken, right? So we have 6 plus 2, 8. Okay, so total 16 combinations were available. We could have taken only 8 different unique combinations and gone ahead with the design. But just to give you one more design example, to utilize all the 16 bits out here, because otherwise you will have to use an additional this kind of gate. Okay, just to avoid that. Okay, for all the 16, okay, all the 16 combinations have been exhausted here, and two have been given for each set of ROMs. Okay, so all the ROMs have been given with 2. So 8 outputs of D1 have been taken, and 8 outputs of D2 have been taken out here. Now if you see, these are the two chips, right? So two outputs have been combined out here. So these are for the 8 different chips. Okay, for ROM 1, ROM 1, for ROM 1, this is taken here. RAM 1, if you see from this table, okay, for the D1 output, if you see, let me go back here. Yeah, ROM has been connected here. Then for 0 and 1, ROM 1 has been connected, and then from D2, 6 and 7 has been used for the next set of RAM. So if you see here, the first set of ROM has been taken from here, the second set of ROM is taken from here. Okay, and then if you see here, okay, 3, 2, 3, 4 here, again the RAMs have been connected. 2 and 3, RAM 1 is connected. 4 and 5, RAM 2 is connected. So accordingly, RAM 1, RAM 2, RAM 3. So two inputs have been connected here. So if you see, the advantage out here is, since you are already using a multiplexer out here, okay, a decoder out here, so that extra gate which we made here, this has been avoided by assigning to each combination out here, right? And now and for each ROM, to select the even and odd, you need to use A0 and BHE signals, right? So when A0 is 0 and BHE is high, okay, because this is active low signal, so A0 is 0 and BHE is high, that means only the lower bank is to be taken, lower even bank. So this signal will be going low. A0 is 0 and BHE is high, you will get an 1 out here. So this ROM will be activated. Similarly, when A0 is 1 and BHE is and BHE bar is low, then this will be selected. So this particular combination will select within this ROM 1. We said it is in a set of even and odd banks, right? So this will generate the signals for the even and the odd. So this particular will be available for each of these outputs, okay, BHE and A0. So this particular circuit is shown only for one particular output out here, one particular ROM, but that will be available because each of these RAMs are going like if you see our design initially, they are all 2 MB RAMs, right, consisting of one even and one odd. So this particular, all of these outputs will have this output, okay, BHE and A0 also, to decode it within the even and odd signals. Okay, so that is not shown here, but you need to draw that also, or you need to indicate that this is going to be there for each of these outputs. Is this okay? Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all for today. So thanks a lot.